The USMNT have lost an absolute heartbreaker to the Mexican national team for the 2025 Gold Cup Final. Mexico wins for the first time back to back since I think the 2009 and 2011 Gold Cup. And man, this is just an absolute heartbreaker. Absolute heartbreaker for the USMNT. We had saw some momentum in the recent games where we thought maybe they'd have a chance, even though Mexico was going to be a tough opponent, right? They just have better guys playing better ball right now than what we have. And, we have a lot of B and C team players. But, I mean, the effort today just was not where it needed to be to win this game. Was not where it needed to be. Looked really good out of the gate. Chris Richards scores a beautiful header off of a Sebastian Berhalter free kick, the free kick merchant. And after that, it felt like they were just chasing this game after that. Raúl Jiménez scored a goal in the 27th minute. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of July. And with your help, I know we can do it. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of my videos. Now, back to the video. Game culminated in just fatigue, exhaustion. This is the fourth or fifth game in a row that Pochettino has played the same starting 11. And you could tell that the guys were just tired. Like they were completely exhausted and gassed in this match. Completely exhausted and gassed in this match. And when you're playing Mexico in the final, you're going to have to leave everything on the pitch. Everything on this pitch. This is going to be an absolute war between both of these teams. And like literally so many players, all the players except for one, were just absolutely terrible. So let's get into it. Let's start with the back line and work our way up. We'll start from Matt Freese. I don't think Matt Freese was terrible this game. I think he was okay. He was a little shaky in some moments. I don't think he had any absolute blunders in this game. I still think as of right now, he probably would be the starting goalkeeper going forward. But Matt, it's not a certainty. It's not a lock. Matt Turner might be able to work his way back in there. But I don't think he was at fault for the loss today. Like, I don't think it was him just having these absolute blunders that led to Mexico having their 2 goals. In the back line, Arvston just wasn't defending today. He wasn't defending. On the left side, Luna was helping him, especially later in the game. He was just ball watching, chilling. Like he was walking a lot. He wasn't marking his man. He just looked completely lethargic. He looked gassed. He looked checked out. And I think that this is a guy that you would have to think, he can't be your backup left back. He can't be the guy behind Jedi. He just can't. If he is, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. Tim Ream, bad defending on that goal by Raúl Jiménez. Bad defending. Absolutely bad defending. I don't know what he was doing. He was just very slow. 38, 39-year-old. You see the deficiencies with him where he can't be your starting center back in 26. He just can't be. I don't think he was that good tonight. I think he was really, really bad. Chris Richards, best player on the pitch tonight. Absolute best player on the pitch. The only reason we have a goal, the only reason why this game didn't get out of hand was because of him. He's been the true bright spot, which we're going to do a breakdown of the camp, like what the takeaways, the negatives, all, positive, negatives, all that. But Chris Richards has been a positive. He was the best player for the USMNT tonight, and without him, it could have gotten really, really ugly. Now, Freeman, he was the one that kept Álvarez on side for the goal. He played a little panicked, like down the stretch of the game, made some errors. Really wasn't doing that good defending. I mean, that's been the struggle for him all camp long. I mean, you saw some progress, but not enough in this game. And like I said, the fatigue, man, I think some of these guys just aren't. I mean, they played like 9 games, 8 or 9 games in the last 3 weeks. That's a lot of games. So I just think that we're starting to see some fatigue. Tyler Adams was absolutely terrible. Tyler Adams has had a terrible camp. I don't think he's been good at all. I think he's been very exposed in these games. He's turned the ball over. He hasn't commanded the midfield like we've seen him, been a true enforcer. He's been getting on to other guys for not being in the right position, but he himself hasn't done enough. He hasn't stepped up. He's the veteran as far as experience on this team. He has more caps, especially in big games, than any other guy on the USMNT in this game. And he's supposed to be the leader on the pitch. He was very lackluster. He didn't take over when he needed to. And I'm very disappointed in Tyler Adams. Like, this has not been a good camp for him. I don't think it's been a good camp for him at all. Luca De La Torre, still not good enough. It's funny. He started off the camp playing pretty well, and it's been a gradual decline, and maybe even rapid decline last couple games since then. He wasn't good tonight. My guy Diego Luna was terrible. I mean, he was just absolutely terrible in this game. This is probably the worst game he's ever played for the USMNT. And he just looked gassed. He was making errors. He looked like maybe the moment was too big for him, which he kind of seemed like the guy that really wouldn't phase him. Like, he could play in the big moment and contribute, and especially like lean into it, because he talked about how he would watch the Mexico and USMNT matches when he was little. He really choked tonight, if we're being honest. This is the worst game of his USMNT career. It's sad to see because of how well he had been playing and how much this game had meant to him, to see him lay an absolute egg in this game. But he just didn't play well. And Tillman, I want to mention this too. The USMNT have been playing a 4-2-3-1 most of this tournament, if not all this tournament. But in this match, there was a lot of times you saw them playing a 4-4-2, where Tillman was playing next to Ajimong or right behind him, not like as a 10, but more as a false 9. And I just think that Tillman couldn't really do much because of who was in front of him. It's hard for a 10 to get things going when they don't have a true striker or anyone who can score up front. It's hard to do that. So I think Tillman did as much as he could tonight, even though he didn't do good enough. I'm not going to pin all the blame on Tillman. I think he's had a really good camp. But, man, he did not have a good game either. Sebastian Berhalter, I mentioned earlier, the set piece merchant, obviously had a great cross to Chris Richards for the goal. But other than that, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. And he's got to be more consistent. He's got to be contributing more than just set pieces if he wants to make this USMNT roster, but that's just not going to happen. I just don't think that's going to happen. Now, moving on to Patrick Ajimong. You guys know how I feel about Patrick Ajimong, and we'll keep it respectful. I'm not going to call him any names during this video, but he is just not USMNT quality. We've been saying this all camp. He just doesn't, he falls down too much. He's not a real scoring threat. He's awkward with the ball, and he is just way too slow with his decision-making. Way too slow with his decision-making. He should have had 2 goals tonight. Any competent striker would have had at least 2 goals with some of the chances he had, but he is just way too slow on the decision-making. And you saw tonight, it was more evident than ever the difference between 2 teams, one who had a true striker in Raúl Jiménez and one who didn't in Patrick Ajimong, what the difference was in this game. If we had a true striker in this game, we probably would have won this match. I really believe that, because even all things aside, as bad as USMNT played tonight, they only lost 2-1. So if they had a competent striker, this could have been a complete game changer. But flowers and credit to Mexico for winning this match. Álvarez, Jiménez, Vega, Ruiz, I mean, they were all solid tonight. They were very solid tonight. Very solid. Even more, the 16-year-old looked pretty good. Especially, I think this was like his first or second game. He looked really good for Mexico. But, there's just things are going to have to change. This is our last tournament we're going to play before the World Cup in 2026. And I have more questions than answers. A lot of these guys are not good enough to play on the first team roster, the A team. They're just not. And it feels like this camp was wasted because we kind of already knew that going into this. This is just confirmation. And it kind of like makes you think, okay, well, if this is our B team and these guys aren't good, then who are we counting on? Just a heartbreaking, and also to the handball. I mean, I thought that was clearly. I don't know how that didn't get called. I mean, he used the ball to keep himself balanced. His whole hand was on the ball. His whole entire hand was on the ball. How was that not a handball? That should have been a penalty, and it'd be 2-2, and we would have went to penalties. Probably still would have lost, but we would have had a chance. We would have had a chance. Now, some people are going to say that they don't take a lot of stock into this game because it's of who was playing, and they don't think the Gold Cup matters. But I think anytime you're playing in a tournament and there's a trophy at stake and you're playing Mexico, your biggest rival of all time, I feel like it has to matter. And I don't want to downplay it and say it doesn't matter, because it mattered to me. I wanted to win this game. I wanted to win this trophy. The saddest part is it feels like this is one of the weakest Mexico teams we've ever played, and they are. Yet they're like going on a generational run on us. Like, we haven't beat Mexico since early of 2024. They beat us 2 times in a row. We haven't beat them in a Gold Cup since 2020. Was it 2021 or 2020 or 2019? I can't remember, but it's been a while since we've won a Gold Cup against them. So it's like they're going on this generational run, and their talent isn't even as good as it was. And our talent is supposedly supposed to be better. And I mean, I don't know if that's true. I mean, based on the performance, but it's just a heartbreaking loss. I mean, obviously I wanted to win. There's a lot of guys, like I said, that just don't need to ever be on this team again. And I'll be curious, what do you guys think? Who do you think is a player that shouldn't be on this team going forward? Like, who is your one player you're like, I don't want to ever see that guy wear the red, white, and blue again? Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys surprised we lost? I mean, I did that preview. A lot of you guys said that you thought we were going to get smoked like 4 or 5-0. I mean, if that was your expectations, and we did pretty well, but like, it still doesn't take away from the fact that this is just, it is a little heartbreaking. So we'll see how they bounce back. They have some friendlies, I want to say, in September. We'll see how they bounce back in those and see who actually plays. Hopefully some of the A team is able to make it and get some minutes, and we can try to build some cohesion and some chemistry between our A squad heading into the World Cup. But yeah, guys, this is a heartbreaking way to end the tournament, but maybe it's further than some of you thought we'd make it in the first place. I appreciate you guys. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.